The Unfinished Symphony, reimagining the European defense community in a new geopolitical age. The drums of war in Eastern Europe and the shifting sands of global alliances have once again brought to the fore an old, yet persistently elusive European ambition: a truly unified defense. Decades after the ambitious 1952 European Defence Community (EDC) Treaty failed to materialize, the hypothetical scenario of establishing a singular European army to defend its member states gains renewed urgency. This article explores the potential impact of such a development on Europe's current security challenges, particularly the ongoing Russian threat and the perceived reduction of US military commitment, while analyzing the benefits and significant obstacles of such a bold undertaking. The 1952 EDC Treaty, a historical blueprint, revisited. The concept of a unified European army is not new. In the aftermath of World War II, with the nascent Cold War taking shape and the Korean War underscoring the need for collective security, France's Prime Minister René Pleven proposed the creation of a European defense community in 1950. The resulting treaty, signed in 1952 by France, West Germany, Italy, Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, envisioned a supranational European army. This force would integrate military units from member states, placing them under a single command structure and a European Minister of Defense, effectively preventing independent national rearmament, especially for West Germany. The EDC represented a radical leap in European integration, far beyond economic cooperation. Its ultimate failure in 1954, primarily due to the French National Assembly's rejection driven by concerns over national sovereignty, fear of German rearmament, and a perceived easing of Cold War tensions, left a profound legacy. Yet, the core idea, a collective, integrated European defense, has resurfaced repeatedly during periods of geopolitical flux, becoming a recurring theme in the pursuit of European strategic autonomy. Today, as Europe confronts its most significant security challenges since the Cold War, the spirit of the EDC offers a compelling, albeit complex, historical blueprint. In second, current European security challenges, a volatile landscape. Europe today faces a confluence of threats that underscore the urgency of robust and coherent defense capabilities. The full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 irrevocably shattered illusions of lasting peace in the continent. Russia's aggressive actions following the annexation of Crimea in 2014 and its continued destabilization efforts through hybrid warfare, cyber attacks, and disinformation pose an existential threat to the European security order. The conflict has highlighted Europe's immediate vulnerability, particularly for its eastern flank members, and exposed deficiencies in national defense postures. The long-term implications include an ongoing need for deterrence, increased defense spending, and a clear, unified response to Russian expansionism. Simultaneously, a growing perception of a potential withdrawal or reduction of US military commitment to European defense fuels anxieties. Rhetoric from some US political factions advocating for an America First approach and questioning the value of traditional alliances has raised concerns about the reliability of NATO's bedrock Article 5 collective defense guarantee. While the US remains Europe's primary security guarantor, a potential pivot towards Asia or a domestic focus could leave Europe more exposed. This concern has intensified calls for Europe to assume greater responsibility for its own security, accelerating the pursuit of strategic autonomy. Beyond these immediate concerns, Europe also grapples with hybrid threats, climate change impacts, energy security, and regional instabilities in its immediate neighborhood, from the Sahel to the Middle East, all demanding a coordinated and agile security response. Third, potential benefits of a unified European army. In this challenging environment, a unified European army, as envisioned by the EDC, could offer transformative advantages. Enhanced deterrence and defense capabilities. A unified force would project a significantly more credible deterrent against potential aggressors like Russia. By pooling military resources, Europe could overcome the fragmentation of national armies, which often suffer from duplication, capability gaps, and interoperability issues. Imagine a single European command with seamlessly integrated land, air, and naval assets, capable of rapid deployment and sustained operations. This would mean economies of scale, joint procurement, research and development, and logistics would reduce costs and enhance technological superiority. The current disparate national procurement efforts often lead to inefficiencies and varied equipment, hindering joint operations. Specialized capabilities. Member states could specialize in certain defense areas, contributing their strengths to a cohesive whole, rather than each trying to maintain a full spectrum of capabilities. Standardization. A common doctrine, training, and equipment would ensure genuine interoperability, a perennial challenge for multinational forces. True strategic autonomy. The ability to act decisively in its own interests, independent of external powers, is a cornerstone of strategic autonomy. A unified army would provide Europe with the military muscle to respond to crises independently, address threats in its neighborhood, e.g. humanitarian interventions, counterterrorism operations, without relying on non-European partners. Amplify diplomatic influence. A strong, unified military force would bolster Europe's geopolitical standing, giving it greater leverage on the global stage and a more assertive voice in international security forums. Shape its destiny. Europe would gain the freedom to define its own security priorities and pursue them with collective determination, greater efficiency, and political cohesion. Beyond military benefits, a unified army could foster deeper European integration and efficiency. It would necessitate unprecedented levels of political cooperation, decision-making, and resource sharing, potentially strengthening the European project as a whole. The shared responsibility for defense could forge a stronger sense of common destiny and purpose among member states. Despite the compelling benefits, the creation of a unified European army faces monumental hurdles, many of which echo the reasons for the EDC's initial failure. The most significant obstacle remains the reluctance of member states to cede control over their armed forces, a fundamental pillar of national sovereignty. Deciding when and where to deploy troops, declaring war, and commanding military personnel are deeply intertwined with national identity and political authority. Achieving consensus among 27 diverse nations on such critical matters, especially concerning command structure. Who would lead this army? Under what political oversight? Rules of engagement, varying national ethical and legal frameworks for military action. Funding, reaching agreement on equitable burden sharing and allocation of resources. History shows that national interests often override collective ambition when it comes to defense. Even with political will, the practical challenges are immense. Interoperability, harmonizing decades of diverse national military doctrines, training regimes, equipment, communication systems, and logistics. A gargantuan task requiring vast investments and time. Language barriers. While English might serve as a lingua franca, operational effectiveness often relies on nuanced communication. Legal frameworks. Aligning national laws regarding military service, deployment, and status of forces. A crucial question is how a unified European army would coexist with NATO. Would it become a European pillar within NATO, strengthening the alliance, or would it be perceived as a rival, potentially undermining its effectiveness and fracturing the transatlantic bond? While proponents argue it would reinforce NATO by making European members stronger and more capable, critics worry about duplication of effort and resources and the risk of alienating the US. Striking the right balance to complement rather than compete with NATO would be paramount. Public opinion in many European countries remains sensitive to military involvement and the prospect of troops serving under non-national command. Building broad public support for such a profound shift would require extensive political leadership and communication. The vision of a unified European army, once a radical proposition, feels increasingly relevant in today's turbulent world. It offers a powerful response to the renewed Russian threat and the imperative for Europe to become a more self-reliant security actor. The hypothetical implementation of an EDC-style force could transform Europe into a formidable geopolitical power, capable of defending its interests and values with unparalleled collective strength. However, the path to such integration is fraught with historical baggage and formidable contemporary obstacles. The ghost of 1954 reminds us that sovereignty concerns, divergent national interests, and the sheer complexity of military integration are not easily overcome. A full, standalone European army, entirely superseding national forces, remains a distant prospect, likely requiring a level of political integration akin to a United States of Europe. More realistically, Europe is likely to continue its incremental journey towards deeper defense cooperation. Initiatives like the Permanent Structured Cooperation, PESCO, the European Defence Fund, EDF, and the development of rapid reaction forces represent pragmatic steps towards enhanced interoperability, joint procurement, and shared capabilities. These efforts aim to build a more robust European defense pillar within NATO, making Europe a stronger, more capable partner rather than a replacement. While a complete rebirth of the EDC's grand vision may be aspirational, the current geopolitical climate provides an undeniable impetus for Europe to move beyond its historical hesitations. The aspiration for a more unified, effective European defense remains an unfinished symphony, one that the continent is increasingly compelled to compose.